Hey guys, Dabuz here, and this video I'm going to be making my tier list. I figured since a lot of the pros such as Eason, Abadango, to an extent Zero are making their tier lists, I might as well do the same thing. So yeah, I'm getting right into it. I'm going to start with the top tiers in this video. And to start off the top tiers is going to be the best character in the game, of course, Sheik. Not much needs to be said about Sheik. She is the queen of neutral, with best frame data in the game, ability to control long distances with her needles, high damage output, combo ability, safe moves, a lot of mobility. She can punish pretty much anything, very good edge guarding. She has good kill confirms. Her only real issue is that if she doesn't get those kill confirms at like 120, 130%, she can struggle to kill until like 180, and she's very light. And so one mistake with her can easily lead to its stock. When she's recovering and when she's on the ledge in general, she's very vulnerable because she can't afford to make mistakes or get hit. And in situations at 50-50s, she actually struggles a lot because she does not want to take the 50-50 almost ever. And she also can't trade with other opponents because her actual damage per hit is very low. And so otherwise though, she really just does what she wants. She has no losing matchups. She at worst goes even with some characters and beats everyone else and pretty much invalidates a lot of the cast. And she could still deserve a slight nerf, something that would not necessarily make her worse and like anything less than the best in the game, just something that makes it so she doesn't invalidate a lot of the cast really easily. But best character in the game, by far, has the best results in all levels of play. And yeah, just really good character, not much else to be said about her because pretty much everyone agrees she's the best in the game right now. And so after her is Zero Suit Samus. Now this is a character that does lose to a few other characters. She loses to Sheik, loses to Pikachu, might lose to Mario, might lose to Ness. And that's because whereas Zero Suit is the queen of neutral, Zero Suit is the queen of punishes, with a neutral game that is worse than most of the top tiers but still better than like the high tiers, but a punish game that is like terrifying. Like she has the power of Ganondorf combined with the combos of Sheik. She can bring you from 30 to death off a single grab, off a single up air. There's just some ways for her to kill you, and it can be from like a juggle up airs, it can be just from 3 or 4 back airs off stage in a row, neutral air into down B spike, down smash into whatever she wants, just raw Bs. And in general, you can't make mistakes for her because she punishes you so well. With that said, our main issue is that she doesn't have the best neutral. She has trouble hitting small, fast targets like Pikachu. She gets pressure kind of easily because her outer shield options aren't the best due to having a very lackluster grab. Well, I shouldn't say lackluster grab, but it's a slow grab. And she has trouble dealing with shielding because the best way to beat shields in this game is grabs normally, and her grab, due to being a tether, is very slow and has a lot of cooldown. And so at high level play, the best way to beat her is just you bait the grabs and punish her. And if she can't grab if she feels threatened to, she's gonna have a lot of trouble hitting you for the most part. But really, if you get hit, caught by a few grabs, if she makes a good read, if she catches you landing and traps you and gets like guaranteed grabs off that, or just punishing moves, you're gonna be in a world of trouble. And so it's kind of funny that best character in the game is the queen of neutral, and then the second best, in my opinion anyway, is the queen of punishes. And then after that is the third best character. And now this was one I was having trouble deciding on, and I ended up picking Pikachu. And this is pretty much entirely due to Isam being ridiculous as a player. Also, one thing though about Zero Suit is that she not only has Nairo doing work with her, but she has V115, she has Choco, she has a lot of players in different regions doing work with her at very high level, combined with Nairo having national level results. So she has the proof to back up the theory. After her though, like I said, Pikachu, Isam pretty much carries this character to success by himself. So this character's matchup spread in theory is ridiculous, going almost even with Sheik, beating a Zero Suit, beating pretty much every other top tier, bar for like Luigi and maybe someone else I don't know about. And this is because he has everything. He has mobility, he has combos, damage output, kill setups, great recovery, an amazing edge guard game. He's small and hard to hit. He can escape bad situations with his up B. One thing to know about the two characters above him, by the way, and just good characters in general, is that being able to escape situations with move like Zero Suits or Sheik's down B, Pikachu's up B, Diddy side B, just those burst mobility options in the air are so useful. Yeah, so Pikachu has it all. His only real weakness as a character is that he's forced to fight at some point. Like, he has low range on his attacks, and even though they're electric and slightly disjointed because of that, they're still low range. He's still forced to be in the opponent's face when fighting them, and so he's always risking just getting hit for getting red, or getting punished for throwing an attack out. And as a result, even though he can fight whenever he wants, he can just end up losing because of a couple bad reads, a couple mistakes, etc., etc. That's why Luigi beats him, because Luigi has no problem waiting for him to get into the zone and then just taking the 50-50s. And then if a character like Sheik can keep him out of that close range, he can't rely on those hits regardless outside of quick attack, which is a ridiculous tool, but still something he relies on. But really good character. Esam has great results with him. I would like to see this character have more results so than just Esam, because part of me still thinks this character isn't their best and more like 6th or 7th best. It's just that Esam as a player is really, really good. But yeah, so right now, based on the matchup spread and the results from Esam, probably 3rd best in the game, but that could easily change. After that is Mario. Mario's a character that, honestly, I have no idea where to place it within the top tiers, but I think 4th is a safe bet. This character has ridiculous results everywhere. Ally does well with him at national level. At regional level, you have Master Zenu. You have, like, any region you go to has a good Mario that gets great results, and that's because Mario's frame data is insane. He essentially shuts out characters just because when he gets in their face, most characters can't compete with him at all up close when he's at, like, jab range, garb range. His jump-ins are really good due to his airspeed. He has really good combos and conversions off single hits and grabs. He has very strong kill power with amazing smashes. He can pretty much just spam his smashes at kill percents for kills. He can gimp with Flood and Cape. And really, the only thing he doesn't have is, like, his actual off-stage game. He can't really edge guard that well. Like, he can't go deep off stage. And when he's recovering, until he gets into a distance where he can up B, he's pretty vulnerable. Even then, his recovery is susceptible to just being spiked. And also, if you run away from him and he's forced to approach, due to his lack of fall speed, he's kind of floaty, he's a bit easy to react to when he tries to jump in at you, and so you can kind of wall him out because of that. But otherwise, he just has results at every level, and he doesn't really lose badly to any characters. Like, I think at worst, he does, like, slightly losing matchups in the top tiers, with Sheik probably being his worst matchup at, say, 4-6. But even then, that's not bad, considering it's Sheik. So he's a character that you can play at a national level as a solo character and do well with, as Ally has shown, along with other players. And so, after Mario, I have to put, where is he? Ness. And so this is a character that I'm sure everyone's going to be like, oh, how would you put Ness as number 5? You get spotted by Rosa. And yes, you lose his to Rosa. That potentially is his worst matchup, but it's not an unwinnable matchup. It's a matchup that Ness players just need to learn a bit better, in my opinion. I personally just think that when Nesses fight Rosas, they get terrified because of the fact they can lose their recovery. If they make a mistake, they will lose. But outside of the Rosa matchup, his matchup spread is amazing. Like, I think in theory he beats Zero Suit. I can imagine he does well versus Pikachu, Mario, and Sheik, and, like, I can't see him really losing matchups. And then he has Foe and Shaky both giving him really good results on a national level with Evo and CEO and just everything. And so you have a character with great matchups across the board against even the top tiers, and results, it's hard to say he's, like, not top 5 compared to everyone else. And this is because even though his grounded game isn't the best, his aerials are insane. He has high aerial mobility, his frame data, his kill power, his combos, his grab game, which kills you at 80 near ledge with back throw, can down throw combo you up to like 100%, PK fire to punish whiffs, great dash attack. Like, he just dominates the air. It's very hard to approach, and he can kind of approach you safely and just pressure you, and then he can mix you up so well because his grab game is so good. With that said, I can see him dropping over time significantly as players learn how to abuse his recovery more, and the fact that he is floaty in the air, so he can kind of be frame trapped. So I think he'll drop over time. And then after Ness, I'd have to put Fox. Fox is a character that I think, in theory, can end up being the 3rd or 4th best character in the game, if not even the 2nd, because he has, like, he's a mix of Sheik and Zero Suit, where ridiculous combo potential, ridiculous kill power, really good punishes, really good mobility, frame data out the walls, he can play anti-projectile well, he can kind of camp and run away well due to his just raw mobility, and he's scary. He can hit you with a dash attack and then force you into 50-50 where he up airs you, if you don't air dodge, but if he baits air dodge, he waits for it, then up airs you anyway, or up smashes. And he can combo into his up smash, he can combo into his up air at like 100%, like reasonable kill percents. His recovery, it's still a bit exploitable, but due to the mechanics of this game with the edge, and then his side B not playing him into free fall anymore, he can still recover. He's not as easy to edge guard as previous games. And his only major weakness is that he falls so fast that he's very susceptible to combos. Like, I didn't touch on this with Sheik, but being a fast faller is bad a lot of times, because when you get hit, you can be hit pretty hard and get comboed pretty hard, but since Fox is the second fastest, or maybe the fastest faller in the game, he gets destroyed by certain characters when he gets hit. Like, Rosa can jab him and do like 40% off a single up throw multi-jab. And I was fighting Larry at Evo. Actually, I pretty much took his entire stock with 2 multi-jabs, because he took so much damage due to falling right back into the hits. And so that makes him a very, very scary character to play as. He's a glass cannon. But outside of that, he's really good. He has results with a lot of players in America, like Larry, Bloodcross. I think MDVA has a good Fox as well. Every region, like in the world, has a good Fox getting results, even in Japan. So I think he's 6th best this season, with potential to rise. Now, after Fox is Diddy. And now Diddy is a character that I'm putting as 7th solely because his results are really good. He has both Angel Cortez and MVD solo manning him and getting top 7 at like multiple nationals, pretty much taking top placings at every single big tournament. Like Mr. R lost to what? I think it was MVD at CEO. So obviously this character is really good. He can compete with the other top tiers. And now in theory he loses to pretty much every top tier, if not it just goes even with them. So his matchup spread isn't that great. And I really think the reason he does so well is because his metagame is so advanced due to Zero just, well, dominating the world with him for like a while, and so many people using him when he was really good before like the nerfs. And even now you see Zero pull him out and beat like Mr. R 3-0 with him. So he has really good results, but his weaknesses are just inexploitable recovery. He doesn't have the best landing game due to not having much aerial mobility. He relies on his banana, which the banana lets him control neutral perfectly and lets him combo with everything he wants. But he relies on it, and without banana he's just not that scary. He has a good spike. He doesn't really juggle though, ironically, because his up air is so bad now. But he can challenge people air to air super well. His ground game is nice. But it's really, I don't know why he does so well, but I don't think this character is as great as the results would indicate. But as long as he's getting these results, I can't really justify putting him lower than like other characters with worse results. And so, after Diddy, Rosa. And now people could be like, oh, Dabuz, how's Rosa not even in your top 5? And I'm just going to say that her results pretty much all come from me at like national level and even regional level. She doesn't really have much outside of myself. And the thing is, her matchup spread isn't that great. Like, she loses to Zero Suit, loses to Pikachu, loses to Sheik. And it's like those are 3 popular characters right now. It's hard to main her as a solo character and do well. And I still get results with her, but I rely a lot on my secondaries as well to cover bad matchups. In other regions, she doesn't do that well either. Well, I think Japan recently has higher placing Roses. But, like, she doesn't beat any top tiers really except Ness and maybe Fox. And then just goes even. I know she beats Diddy. So she like, is very, polarizing. But she beats a lot of top tiers actually, but she loses to a lot of them as well. But her main issues are she's big, floaty, lightweight, has an exploitable recovery, and relies on Luma. And although she can kill super early, she can juggle very well, she holds the neutral extremely well. She's essentially a moving fortress. As soon as you get past that, as soon as you put her in a bad position, she can just be screwed, and she can't afford to make mistakes. But with that said, she's still a top tier. She's still a very good character. Just not necessarily top 5 unless more people get results with her, or her matchup spread just changes due to better discoveries with the character. And I know it's going to be very biased, so yeah, take that with what you will. So after Rosa, I'd have to put Luigi. So Luigi's a character that at top level play doesn't have the best results, but at high level play he's really good. And I'm not sure if this is because there's not a player that's good enough that uses him to like showcase him at top level. I know Mr. Concon SD'd at Evo, which essentially lost him a game, otherwise he would have got like really well placing, I think. But regardless, his results aren't that great. he's sort of like Rosa in that he either wins against like the top tier characters or just loses hard. And he loses really badly to Zero Suit, Sheik, and Rosa, which are very popular characters. And then he beats like Diddy Kong really well. I think he beats Pikachu and Mario slightly. So like he's a really good counterpick character in that regard. And that's because his grab game is so strong, but he relies on that. But then he gets juggled really well, he gets edge guarded well. And so I think that leaves him as more of a counterpick character in the current meta than anything else. But he's able to, just like every other top tier, pretty much like just demolish or beat the high tiers consistently, and just beat like the mid tiers, everyone else, like really easily. So he's a top tier more or less because the high tiers and stuff can't compete with him, and because in theory he's still really good even though his matchup, his results are showing otherwise. Now after Luigi is Sonic, and this is a character that I think will drop over time, to be honest, with the nerfs. I know in Japan they think he's like top 3, and I know in Japan the stage list is just Battlefield, FD, and I think Smashville. Like, I'm pretty sure they only use 3 stages, so that could affect it a bit, because Sonic loves Smashville and FD, but not Battlefield, so it's weird. But anyway, Sonic's a character that he's very linear. What he does well with, and that's like just speed. He spin dashes, gets like 20 damage, tries to spin dash again, and just resets you with spin dashes for massive damage until you're like 110 and your death percent. And just that mobility is insane. If he gets a lead, he can time you out. But his issue is that his frame data is actually not that above average. So when he's forced to fight, he can fight whenever he wants. He still has that Pikachu issue where other characters can just beat him in the actual fighting compartment because of like having mediocre frame data. His errors are all pretty punishable. His grounded footsies actually aren't that great. His grab game is alright. His kill power is still pretty decent after the nerfs, but it's definitely worse. And then, as a result, I think he doesn't really beat any top tiers that well, and in fact, probably loses to like most of them, at least slightly. I know he loses to Rosa. And then his results aren't that great lately. With Static Manigang, I think 9th at EVO and like maybe 9th at CEO, but no top 8s at Nationals since the nerfs. And that's just because he's very one-trick. Once you know how to avoid spin dash and like fight him up close, he's really not that scary. And if you get the lead on him, he has a lot of trouble getting it back if you don't make mistakes. And so, after Sonic, the last character I would put into top tier is going to be Meta Knight. And this is a character that I think can potentially go into the top 5 of this game, because he essentially kills you off any hit. He dash attacks you at 20, you could be dead. He up airs you at 30, like mid-screen, you can be dead. He does a grab and reads your landing, you could be dead. Like, just the fact that he can convert a single up air into more up airs and then up B for a kill is horrifying. And he has mobility to do it. And he's small, so he's hard to hit. He has multiple jumps, so it's hard to juggle him. And he's able to like bait moves out and punish. His frame data is pretty solid. He does have a disjoint, although it's a small disjoint. It's still a sword, it's still a disjoint, it's still nice. His recovery is pretty hard to stop. His edge guarding is decent. But really what it all comes down to is that he has all these good character traits without any major weaknesses besides being a bit reliant on his up air to up B conversions and not having like the most versatile neutral. But his moves in neutral that are good enough combined with just having raw mobility to get these conversions and start his strings and just end stocks. And that's why I think he'll get better over time. And you see right now with like Ito doing good with him, Tyrant doing good with him, Mr. R picking him up and taking a game off Nairo with him. Leo, of course, can't talk about Meta Knight without talking about him winning that Mexican tournament, beating Mr. R. In Japan, I forget what his name is, does well with Meta Knight, and he just has results like all over the world at top level play. And honestly, I would like to put him above like Sonic and Luigi based on that, but I want to give him more time to make sure like we have time to figure out how to counter him and see if he really is that good of a character. With that is my top tier. There's 11 characters I consider top tier. And my next video will be talking about the high tiers, so look forward to that.